Newman Branch Creek near Apollo Beach, Florida has suffered as marshes were drained and part of the creek was dredged and filled, severing the natural creek bends from flowing into Tampa Bay. Ecosphere Restoration Institute conceived and now leads the restoration effort for this project, now in its third phase of execution. By removing invasive plant species, constructing a weir, and graduating the creek banks, these uplands are being restored to a more natural condition.
So Mike, let me give you a look at the overall process. As you know, what we're trying to do is restore these disturbed habitats. And a lot of these areas have been overrun with non-natives, completely changed, the creeks obliterated, channelized over a number of decades. We're trying to restore as much of that as possible. This is a multi-phase process. The yellow in here was phase 1, 12 acres restored, got the creek to get some more bends into it, opened this up so the flow can come in and get saltern back in here. Then phase 2, that's where you guys came in. Okay. And we just completely restored the creek by putting these connections. Now the creek kind of flows in a sinusoidal wave instead of a straight cut. From that, we've moved on to other phases. And this is phase 3 here. Then comes the construction. That's what's happening now. Now here's a weir structure out here which will control the water level so it flows the way we want. The original creek was here. We're making the creek reconnected through this loop. And so that's a process. There's a lot of partners involved here. Obviously, Gulf of Mexico EPA funding. The Southwest Florida Water Management District is building this. And we also had some NIFWA funds from the Tampa Bay Electric program to design it. And then the most important partner is the landowner, Tampa Electric. Right. Because ecologically, I mean, reconnecting the creek's a big, obvious, easy thing to fix. But it's also remove all the exotics and get the elevation down in a nice gradual slope so that as sea level rises, our restored sites can march up the bank. So that's definitely a design component in all our phases, including this one.
So you're taking this area that's been changed by, unintentional consequences and just making some changes so that nature can restore itself.
Right, you just put it in motion, get it so we can heal, so to speak. And there's a real natural process, tenacity of life. This stuff is going to come back.
Decades ago, ditches were dredged in wetland areas in an attempt to control mosquitoes. By removing spoil mounds created during ditching, the area is being restored to its unique saltern habitat.
All right, Mike, here we are out in the saltern areas, and actually on the former mounds that we're sitting out here.
So this is actually where a mound was, and we would have been standing up here somewhere.
Exactly. These salterns are barren most of the year, but on the critical spring high tides, they're very beneficial for birds, and because of the fish that get stuck up in here, and you'll have a big feeding frenzy on these. Added benefit of removing these mounds, obviously the main objective is getting the saltern back, but every one of these mounds are growing Brazilian pepper.
Yeah.
Figures. And so by lowering them, they can't come back because it's just too salty then.
You have to get all the roots out too.
We do, because they'll try and grow from those roots. And it might take a year or two to get the water high enough, so we don't want them to just get a start. You can see the mud up on these trees, but the next rain will wash it down. We found that has no detrimental impacts to the mangroves if you do it evenly all the way around.
This is the mound here, there's a mound over there, and then obviously you can talk about this spot, but you can see
all the
mangroves.
There's no end to mounds out here, but we got the strategic ones that we think are the most beneficial. The ones in the center, so it allows heat flow to cross. And sure, there could be some more going out. But
Years ago, the creek was converted into a straight channel. Phase 1 restored a meandering creek bed to distribute sediments and nutrients throughout the marsh.
This used to be upland where we're sitting. Dug all this out, and so part of the process is connecting this creek, getting the bends back in. So we dug this creek pass here. Now we're going to kayak down and go over to the tower so you can get an aerial view of all the restoration that's happened here. Yeah, let's see what we got on salinity. It is perfect. It is sitting at 9 parts per thousand. And what we're shooting for is the Ligahaline, which is from 0 to 7. So even though we're connected to the creek because of the rainfall in this stretch, we're almost in this Ligahaline zone. Further up is the lake. That's why phase 3 is so critical. And if you didn't see those mooring balls, you didn't even see this trail.
Yeah, it was.
TECO built a $750,000 tower.
Wow.
And it's not just a tower, it's a boardwalk that takes you all the way out from the road. So they built this so people can get the experience. Because when you're up here, you can see it's one of the highest points in the county. All right, so there's multiple phases here. We started at phase 3 and we're ending up here over at phase 1 and phase 2. With all that water improvements, all goes one way out to Tampa Bay here.
Since 2001, the Gulf of Mexico Foundation has funded habitat projects all around the Gulf of Mexico through our Gulf Community-Based Restoration Partnership. Strong local partnerships like the one at Newman Branch are critical to our success, and we thank them for their project. For more information, please see our website at gulfmex.org.